This is a Huddle Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Facebook, and of course YouTube. Get all your NFL news here first.
Hey, good morning. It's Halas Hall Report. It's Sunday. It's football. It's game week. Good morning, Dan. How you doing?
Good. How are you, Ken?
Oh, it's been a crazy couple of weeks, man. I mean, we're in the throes of summer. People are busy. Mike, of course, is on roofs somewhere. There's so much activity just outside of football summer life. You know what I mean? It's crazy.
Right.
That's why we haven't been as consistent, I'll say, as we normally have been. But hey, we got a few things to talk about today. First off, Hard Knocks. Bears are on Hard Knocks. So I saw a picture the other day where they actually had a picture of the Hard Knocks crew at practice. The Hard Knocks is shooting. Episode 1 is, I want to say, Tuesday the 6th. So a week from Tuesday, which makes sense to the game Thursday, which is on top. So for those at home who are watching, who don't have Max or HBO on your cable provider, Mike the Bear fan, go to Mike the Bear fan page, hit that subscribe button for the subscription side of the house. It's $2.99. It's $2.99 a month. It's cheap, but you're getting Hard Knocks all month, and you're getting football games. So, in fact, we got a football game Thursday night, don't we, Dan?
Yes, finally. Glad finally we got football starting up.
So we know Billy, the fence guy, is going to be there. A couple, I'm wondering how many other Bear fans are making the 6-hour drive to watch 3 Chicago Bears get enshrined in the Hall of Fame. Hester, McMichael, and Peppers. Even though Peppers will go in as a Panther, but we get credit for him. So does Green Bay, unfortunately. But yeah, we'll have that going on this week. So we got a lot of stuff going on this week, man. Holy crap, we got a lot going on. We got 3 Bears going to the Hall of Fame. We got the Hall of Fame game, and then a week from Tuesday, we got Hard Knocks debuting. So if you go to the Mike the Bear fan to our page and click on that subscribe button on the subscription side, you got to go to the subscription side of Mike the Bear fan, which there is a small cost there. But we'll have Hard Knocks next week, most likely Wednesday or Thursday. It depends. There's some logistics there. But we'll have the game this Thursday. And we should be good to go there. I mean, I don't know. I'm looking forward to Thursday. What are you looking to see Thursday night, Dan, out of this Bears team for the first preseason game?
I'm hoping to get to see Caleb Williams for at least a few plays, maybe at the most a first quarter.
I would think that they're going to follow the typical, like Stroud and Caleb will each get a series.
Right.
And that's about it. Now you hope it's more than a 3-play series. But yeah, I don't think the starting offense and starting defense doesn't get much time, do you?
No.
A bunch of Tyson Bagent, a bunch of Ripken. What about receivers, though? Do you think Rome might get some extra time?
Maybe. Nice to see, just get a look at. I'm not expecting much from them right now, but nice to see, nice to see Rome out there. Maybe a little longer than Caleb will be probably.
I mean, yeah, they don't want to give the Texans too much because we play them in week 2.
Right.
So you don't want to keep your guys on the field too much because it's not as much about tape as the guys on the field say, "Oh, I started playing against this guy a couple weeks ago and he did this." So you don't want any of that. So I think both teams are being very, very conservative with the starters and maybe even the backups. We might just see a lot of third, fourth, and I hope I make a team guy.
Right.
Well, we see a lot of the hope I make a team guy. A lot of them.
Yeah.
So, it's hard with preseason not to get hype. I mean, I get it. You already seen the hype videos go out like that. Did you see that one? It was an off-platform, really on the pocket, off-platform, sidearm kind of throw that he made to Keenan Allen. The Bears released the video. I mean, it looks great. And it makes you go, ooh, see this in Chicago much. But it's like,
Right.
it's preseason, man. It's practice. I mean, I last year at this time, let's see if Mike's camera shows up there right now. There he is. Hey, it's Mike.
Hey.
But so we're talking about Thursday night. What do you expect for Thursday night?
Not much. I think Caleb's probably gonna get a couple drives, and that's about it. Maybe a quarter. I don't expect too much.
Oh, you think maybe a quarter?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, if the drive takes a quarter, maybe. I think it's one drive. Because remember, we play these guys in week 2. So you don't want to show much.
I don't expect a whole lot. I expect Bajan to handle most of the game, and who's our third?
Ripken.
Brett Ripken. I expect
Ripken,
him to
and
play
then there's another guy too.
Yeah. I think we'll see a lot of hopefuls for the most of the game versus, I mean, at least it's football. We get to watch football and talk about it, next Sunday and on the morning show the next day on Friday. But, I mean, I don't expect much. I'm just happy to see football.
Yeah.
I mean, look at. I know there'll be some fans that are going to be proclaiming the basement Packer fans after the game, and there'll be other fans, the Pale Go, who'll be proclaiming, Super Bowl. Calm down. It's like I love how we're in practices and preseason, and teams are, oh my God, we're destined to be Super Bowl because we look. Packer fans like our defense looks so awesome in practice now. This new defense, they're swarming the ball. Josh Jacobs is having a hard time running there. That was Rob on the rant on the show prior to us on the network. And I'm like, listening to Rob say that, I'm like, okay, well, there's two things there. One, you've got a running back who is probably not in his prime anymore. And it's going to take him a couple weeks of camp to really get the motor going, right? I mean, because it's not like he's trying to break rushing records at camp. And 2, you got a brand new defense. Of course, it looks great when they're just playing against a plain Jane offense where they're not really doing much yet.
Right.
Yeah.
I love the.
We saw that with Maggie who's taking Montez Sweat out because he almost hurt Caleb.
Yeah, I heard he got. That's another thing though. I like it though in a way because his juices are flowing. He's playing. He's Pete Rose in it. He's like, you don't come just to participate, you come to win. And it's not like he was purposely trying to hurt the kid.
No.
He was just playing. And he was playing football. And so from that aspect, I like it. From the other aspect, like, hey, he's got the red shirt on, man. You know what I mean? You don't hit the guy. So I get it. I mean, so it's a 50-50. You love it and you hate it at the same time. Does that make sense?
Yep. Oh, I'm glitching.
I mean, this defense is I mean, look, I know we've been hype on the offense all year because, Keenan Allen, Roma Dunze, getting Caleb, adding another good tight end, adding some new centers for the O-line to maybe shore that O-line up. There's a lot to be excited for, but I'm excited for this defense.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering when's Foles going to drop a contract on someone and bring in another edge rusher.
I don't think he is. I think he's gonna go on with what he's got, or wait till end of training to somebody cuts.
I know we were attached to 2 different edge rushers,
Yes.
and one of them already signed. He signed with Miami. The only one out there that we were still kind of attached to by the media was Ngakoue, was Yanni.
Yeah, yeah. I think Poles is gonna go in. They don't have much cap space anymore, so
That's a good question. Let's see what we have. Because now the rookie contracts are done. I haven't checked since the rookie contracts. Let's go check over the cap real quick. Let me pull it up here. What over the cap says we have. They're usually pretty good. We have 12.2 mil in cap space right now.
so we
That's
could
with
sign
all the
somebody.
rookie contracts in there and everything. Yeah, so we got 12 mil in cap this year.
We can definitely
Next
say
year-
Poles spent that money well.
Next year we have 47 mil in cap, based on the cap today. But that's going to change, obviously. It's funny. This team, if you look at how much money we spent on the offense, we've spent 135.9 mil. On defense, 124.4 mil. Pretty evenly spent. And we've got 8 million in special teams right now. Montez Sweat is the highest cap number on this roster, followed by Keenan Allen, Tremaine Edmonds, DJ Moore, Jalen Johnson, Cole Kmet, Nate Davis, DeMarcus Walker, TJ Edwards. Then comes in Caleb Williams. DeAndre Swift is down there, actually. Wow, his cap number is only 4.7. Or no, I'm sorry, it's 5.8. So, I mean, we've got 12 million in cap space. So, yeah, they usually like to keep out that right around that open for injury, contract, trade deadline. Maybe you're right. Maybe we do stand pat with only 12 million in cap.
Well, you got to take away also take into effect how much you're going to get when you make cuts, but it's not going to be much. Maybe a couple $1 million. Maybe end up with 14 or 15.
Yeah, I don't know if that cap number. Yeah, that cap number is with everyone, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you've got looking at. Oh man, there's a lot of guys that you're paying, and there is dead cap to some of them. So the top 51 cuts off Sanborn, Jalen Jones on down. So you've got a lot of guys who are about $1 million per. So if all these guys get cut, there's at least 20 million there. But then you take some dead cap. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, let me just show you guys this. Instead of me just telling you, let me show you. Okay. Here is the Bears over the cap page. You guys see where I'm at? All right, so here we go. So our liabilities, our top 51 is worth 233, right? So
Right.
actually, that cap number at 12 million is based off the top 51, isn't it? Because that'd be 245. So maybe there's 5 million. See these other. No, maybe not. Because if you look at here, this is all okay. Here you go. From here down are guys who are outside the top 51. So you're seeing almost $1 million on a lot, right? At least 900K. Now we're getting a little bit cheaper towards the end. So if all those guys aren't on this top half, which Jalen Jones, does he make the roster?
Yeah, he'll make the roster.
So that means someone up here. That means someone up here maybe doesn't make the like Matt Pryor maybe or Dominique Robinson. Some of these guys don't make the roster. So that this number here, what we're saying could possibly change. Could possibly change and be a little bit more, and maybe that's when Poles brings in another defensive end. So, I mean, that's what the cap's looking like right now. I don't know. It's let us know in the comments what you think. Do you think we're done signing? Where do you think we're gonna do? I mean, we got a rookie. I think he's a year ahead of schedule. I think we got lucky. That's why we went and got him, because we realized that this guy, if he was, he's a first round, second round talent next year. We'll take the flyer on a 5th rounder this year and see what we can turn him into for next year. But you got to believe that Foles isn't trying to build just for next year. Foles thinks they can make a deep run this year. Otherwise, why do you do what he's done?
This team is built right now to win.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Not to go 8-9, 7-10. No, 11-6, 12-5. They're ready to win. 10-7.
It's just that's a lot to put on a rookie quarterback, though, isn't it?
You're the number one pick. There's a lot of pressure every time you're the number one pick.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying, though. You're a number one pick, and by the way, we're built to win the Super Bowl now. So go get it, kid. Really? I mean, is that realistic of us to think?
I mean, we got rid of a quarterback that the city loved.
Mm-hmm.
So that's saying a lot. If you're bringing a number one pick, he better be just as good. We thought, Justin still had his faults with passing. We also can say he didn't have the greatest support,
right,
in the wide receiver room, in the offensive line. So yeah, he's going to have to perform, or at least show us something. He doesn't have to be spectacular. We're not saying that. We don't have to say he has to be C.J. Stroud. As long as they're winning games as a team, I'm okay with winning games just as a defense. In the offense, just the middle of the pack. We're good with that, or as long as we're winning.
So you're like, if you can Kyle
we're making it easy for Caleb. You got 3 stud wide receivers. You got a running back room that can help him out tremendously. So he's not going to have to do a whole lot.
So you're like, as long as he can Kyle Orton it, kind of, he's gonna be okay.
Correct.
I don't know. What do you think, Dan?
Yeah, play a little better than Fields last year. We should be okay. And play like Fields, we did like at the end of the season last year, I should say.
Now speaking of Justin Fields, you guys saw the news on Fields, right?
Yep.
I mean, that's good for us as well.
Yeah. Russell's out with a calf injury.
Russell's hurt. Fields is actually doing really well at practice, it seems, from some of the reports. Well. Yeah, so, I mean, could Russ be a backup this year to Fields in Pittsburgh?
He'll be healthy by the season starts. I say by game 7 or game 8, if they're not winning, Fields will come in. If they're 2-6 or 3-5, they'll switch to Justin. Hell, even if they start like 1-4, Justin's coming in. Now, I guess it would all depend. Are they losing because of Russ, or is the defense not showing up? But we know Tomlin, he loves his defense. They're always consistently good, so I don't expect that to be anything.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see what they do there. I'm going to show something else going back to us real quick. I hope Justin does well there. I hope you get some starting time. Here is the PFF for the Bears offense currently. Now, obviously, you're going to see a couple things in there. You're going, wait a second. And, because Caleb Williams doesn't have a rating yet, obviously.
Yeah, he's a rookie.
Odunze doesn't have a rating yet. Nate Davis at right guard. Well, first off, the center and the right guard are two. Right, I'm not worried about it. 62.4. I think he's probably a little better than that. But what gets me is Davis at 52.9 and Bates, because it's not a big sample size for him to be green. So right here, this area is where I'm concerned. What do you guys think?
Yeah, that 52.9 for Nate Davis. I thought he was better than that.
Well, let's look at Nate Davis. I mean, if you look at his career, last year was a huge fall off.
Yeah.
Right? He went from 70.6 to 52.9. The 3 years prior to that, he was good.
Even the drop off from 2021 to 2022 was that almost.
So is that indicative that he's regressing then? Or, I mean, he's given an A status. This concerns me here. Oops.
Well, he was injured last year. Plus, he had a death in the family, so he wasn't really playing. But I think it was more mentally, he wasn't prepared for a lot of games, right?
And then
he did have a death in the family, so that made me messing with him on the line. That's not what he's worried about. His football. He's worried about his family. So I don't know. We got to give him this year. Let's see how he does. I mean, we're paying $10 million.
And Ryan Bates, I mean, look, we tried to get him 2 years ago, right? But look at his 2023 snap, a total of 35 snaps. That's it. We tried to sign him away from the Bills 2 years ago after this season right here. After the 2020 season. No, after the 2021 season. I think we tried to get him. And then they matched the offer, and he stayed. And now we got him on the offer that Bulls offered him in 2021. So I don't know how confident I am with Bates yet because the snap count is just not that great.
No. I mean, if Nate Davis struggles, could you move Ryan Bates over to guard? And then
let's see if we can do
personnel.
I don't think we can. Let's see if we can. I don't think we can just do depth at center. Unfortunately, I can, but I have to play with this some more. Here we can look at the roster here. Hold on, do it this way. I think I can do it this way. It'd be easier. Yeah, position. Okay, so now we can go to centers. So here are our centers. So,
Jerome Parvin, Doug Kramer, Coleman Shelton.
See, they have Bates as a guard, which is interesting.
Yeah. If Nate Davis struggles,
you could theoretically put him over, but now you're looking at the center position.
Coleman
and do
Shelton.
you want a carousel of centers with a rookie quarterback?
No, I want the veteran. And Ryan Bates, only 35 snaps at center, is not a veteran at center.
No, not really.
How many snaps does Coleman Shelton have at center?
All right, let's bring him up.
Yeah.
712.
So we'll play for the Rams. Last year, quite a few snaps. I don't know how many of them were at center, though. But a good.
This is passing and running snaps, so. And he's played center.
Yeah, but he could have been playing at the guard or something. Let's assume center. Not a bad grade, but terrible. Look at his pass block grade, though.
Yeah.
I mean, that's almost where we were last year.
But it is that veteran presence. Maybe it's the O-line. I don't know. The Rams O-line was pretty good. I know
So
it's gonna be a battle for the center position, I guess.
So I kind of want to see how that's going to pan out over the next couple weeks. I mean, obviously, we're not going to get answers Thursday. Look, if you're going to watch Thursday's game and think you're going to get answers, you're not.
No.
I'm going to tell you that right now. We are not going to get any answers Thursday. We're going to get some looks. Something maybe hopefully be excited about, but I wouldn't get too excited. I mean, honestly, I'm just happy that there'll be a game on.
Yeah.
It's not going to be a good game, probably. I mean, it's going to be good because it's football, but it's not going to be a high quality NFL football game. Put it that way.
Not gonna be like week 2 when we face them.
Right. Yeah, it's going to be different. And that's the other thing. It's weird that we have the Hall of Fame game against the team we're playing in week 2.
That's
Could they not have scheduled someone else?
right.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, I just come on, man. We get to see these guys in 4 more weeks or so.
Yeah, because we got how many days? Like 30-something days left?
Till the season, yeah.
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 That's around
Close. So definitely, make sure you get to Mike the Bear. Let me show you guys how to do that too, real quick. Let me show folks how to do that. Hold on one second. Let me get to the Mike the Bear fan page and show you guys what I'm talking about. Because some people are like, well, I'm on Mike the Bear fan. Well, there's 2 ways to be on Mike the Bear fan. Give me 1 second. Okay. Close that messenger. Okay. So, when you're at Mike the Bear fan, there you go. Oh, that's not the page. I don't know why I did that. There. Okay, I have to share this. Oh, let me go back. Sharing it.
There, I
shared you the wrong screen. There we go. All right, so when you go to Mike the Bear fan, here you're on Mike the Bear fan. Now, obviously, this looks different because I'm a manager for the page. However, when you just go normally and you like and follow the page, you see this here, subscribe. Click on subscribe. You click on it again, you see it's $2.99 per month. You can cancel at any time. Okay, now inside that page, when you go inside that page, you're going to be able to do, you can get to it once you subscribe through Subscriber Hub. Right now, there's not much in it, but this is where you'll see Hard Knocks. This is where you're going to see Bears games starting Thursday. This is what it looks like when you get to the subscribers page. And this is where we're going to have a lot of content like PFF stuff I was just showing you. We will have PFF content in here. So go to the page, get subscribed, get yourself some Bears games, get yourself some Hard Knocks action. And I'm actually looking forward to watching Hard Knocks.
Oh, yeah.
I'm looking forward to watching it. I mean, look, I don't think it's as much of a distraction as people say it is. Because
no, I don't think it's really mind too much.
Teams are doing so much of it on their own now anyways, aren't they?
Yep.
Look at 1920 Football Avenue. Look at all these little videos that teams are doing, these 20, 30, 40-minute videos they're doing Hard Knock style on their team. Look at all the little cams they got where they ask the players a question as they come off the field every day for them to answer. What's your favorite food? What was your favorite cartoon growing up? Whatever. But they're doing more of this stuff anyways for fan engagement. So that Hard Knocks' cameras being there isn't really that intrusive compared to what it used to be. I would think the only thing that makes it now is like, I'm going to be on HBO. Okay. Outside of that, I don't, and you get a couple of the player profile. Okay. What's that take of the player's time? 20, 30 minutes? Maybe they bring them to the house for a day. I mean, I don't think it's that much of a distraction as what it was 20 years ago when they started doing Hard Knocks. Because social media, with these guys on Twitter, on X, on all these different platforms, with videos, and the exposure is already there. I mean, so do you guys see Hard Knocks as a distraction?
Maybe not for us, but maybe for the players.
Well, how do you? I mean, in what way though is it a distraction for the players? I guess is the question.
Just all the questions they want the inside scoop, right? That's all they want. What are they thinking? And some I guess if you were a player that's not big into the media, you're probably not gonna like it as much. But like for somebody like Jaquan Brisker or Jalen Johnson who like to talk, they may love it. I guess.
But I mean, how much more media time are they getting on Hard Knocks versus the normal camp media? I mean, outside of the individual player, every week they focus on a different player, right? That's the motif of the show. You show the meetings, you show the practice. Liv Shriver does his voice of God thing. And then they talk about Caleb Williams this week. And they're going to do they don't do like a sit down interview. They go to his house or his apartment, right? Like, right. And they talk. And even with Aaron Rodgers, they didn't do that last year, right? They didn't do any of that with him last year.
They couldn't find him in the dark.
They what now?
They couldn't find him in the dark.
Yeah, they couldn't find him in the dark. So, I mean, but even like you get that 1 week where you're the player profile, what is that? Maybe an extra an hour or two of your time? So is it that big of a distraction?
No. Not to me, at least. I guess, like I said, it depends on the player.
So do you think Caleb is going to be distracted by it?
No, I think he's going to love it. I think he's going to eat it up.
Do you think Roma Doomsday is going to be distracted by it if he's a player they profile?
Maybe, maybe not.
What about Montez Sweat?
No, I don't think you'll like it.
What about, I'm trying to think of it, DJ Moore or Keenan Allen?
I don't think DJ Moore will like it at all because he don't really like talking to the media anyways.
And if HBO, and I guess my question is, if HBO goes to say, Dan, we want you to be the player profile, does Dan have the right to say, yeah, no pass?
Yeah, I think, I'm not sure. Yeah, maybe.
I mean, they can compel the team to be on the show, but they can't compel individual players to do individual player profiles on the show, can they?
Maybe not.
I'm looking forward to it nonetheless. I don't think it's as a big of a distraction now as it was, say, 20 years ago. I think a lot of that's because of social media. Because these guys are on podcasts all the time now. Some of them, they're on they've got all their social media platforms they're posting to. The team is posting more to social media platforms and making YouTube videos and everything else. So, I mean, I don't know if it's this big, huge distraction.
Yeah, but when they're doing podcasts, they're doing with former players or friends of theirs. These are people they don't really know.
Yeah, but I mean, for the half hour, an hour. I don't know. I mean, look, I think last year was the distraction when Liv Shriver lands on a helicopter in the middle of the practice field. I mean, okay, that was a distraction last year for the Jets. But that was not a bad distraction, though, either. Because let's not forget, these guys have celebrity fans showing up all the time, right? So that's not different. But I mean, having Liv Shriver land it, and Rodgers was all excited about the voice of God, and that was a cool part of the show last year. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not. I just can't. I can't wait to see the show. I don't think it's going to be a negative effect on the field for us though come the season. I'm just wondering how good is this Bears team really going to be? And I don't want to be a bunch of Homer fans right now saying, "Oh, we're going to get 15 wins to win the division." But honestly, though, I guess let's do it this way. What do you think our regular season win ceiling is, and what do you think the bottom floor is? And I'll go with Mike first.
Wins and losses. 10-7. 10-7.
Is your no? I mean, give me your ceiling. Okay, we'll do 3 of them. And look, I know this is going to change throughout the next couple of weeks as we see things, right? But as of today, give me your most wins you think they can get, the least amount of wins they might possibly get, and then what you think the record's going to be if you're predicting it today. So high, low, and what you think you're going to get.
I'll go high. High is 12-5.
Okay. What do you think the low is?
The low, 9-8.
And what do you think the actual is going to be?
10-7.
Okay. Dan?
I think 10-7 the highest. Lowest, I got 8-9. What I predict right now is 9-8.
I'm going to go a little different. I'm going to go high 15-2. They have 17 winnable games. The margins of these games are all going to be like this. Every single one. So high, if everything bounces the right way, Caleb is what they say he is, 15-2. Low, Caleb isn't what they say is. Some things don't go their way. I'll say 8-9. Actuality, I'm gonna go 11-6. I was gonna go 10-7, but I'm throwing one in there that where it's just that we get an 11th win somehow, that some game that just comes down to a kickoff return or something where the Bears just are better prepared for it. But definitely improvement over last year's run. It's hard with this team to predict because Caleb is the big X factor, isn't it?
Very big X factor.
We know the defense is good. We know the weaponry is good. We don't know what Caleb is, and we don't know what the offensive line really is. We know the offensive line is going to be good on the run, but are they going to be good on pass protection? So this team does have a high ceiling, I think. If everything goes right, I think they got a very high ceiling with what they've assembled. Now, here's the other question, though. Why don't you give me, and like I said, these are going to be homer takes. That's fine. It's a Bears show. We can be homers today. Dan, what do you think the odds are of the Bears making not just the playoffs, but getting to the Super Bowl this year?
Playoffs, I can see them possibly making it Super Bowl. I'm not going to go that far.
All right, Mike?
Get into the Super Bowl? No, it's too early. Playoffs? Definitely. What I would like to see, I would love to see Caleb go deep into the playoffs. Do I think it's going to happen? No, just go. Anybody who goes to the playoffs has a Super Bowl chance.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think they got a good chance. The way they built this team to win now, and if Caleb is in fact that last piece of the puzzle that we needed, I don't see any reason why they can't make a Super Bowl run. This is a complete homer take, but if everything is if Caleb comes out and he's playing like C.J. Stroud did last year, or even in that ballpark, in that conversation, with the weapons he has and with the defense we have, barring injuries, there's no reason why this team can't make a Super Bowl if Caleb is what they say he is. He doesn't even have to be totally what they say he is. He's 3/4 of what they say he is. This is a Super Bowl team. If he's half of what they say he is, they're a playoff team. If he shits the bed and is a quarter of what they say he is, we're hoping for a wild card.
Yes. So
it's hard. It's going to be hard because, the other fan bases are going to try and nail us to the wall on a prediction.
Well, here's the thing. If Justin Fields is on this team, are we a playoff team?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what's the difference? If they think Caleb's such a great passer, a Mahomes-like player, what's changed then? If they think that's what they believe.
And look, for me, I've been saying this on the morning show, like after we made the trade, which I wanted to keep Justin, but they made the trade, so now I have to shift gears, right? Because you're waffling. No, my GM made a change, so now I have to go with his change, right? I wanted to keep Fields, make no bones about it, but Pohl said nope, and my reasoning behind Pohl saying nope and making the trade was he had to think that either Caleb is just as good or better than Fields is currently, and or he has a higher ceiling than Fields. So for me, the justification for the whole trade and draft was that he's just as good or better.
Right.
So to me, they have to be a playoff team with him. They have to. And if he's as good as they say they are, if you're a playoff team, you're a Super Bowl contender. So there's no reason why they can't make a push for the Super Bowl. Because defensively, look at the other playoff teams. Who has a better defense than the Bears do in the NFC right now? Who do we think has a better defense than us?
The Eagles.
Green Bay? Do they? No. Does anyone in the division have a better defense than us? Right?
Division. No.
Okay, what about the AFC? What about the NFC South? Does anyone in the NFC South have a better defense than us right now?
I don't know. Buccaneers, they're pretty damn good on defense.
They just lost two of their best defensive players, though, and didn't replace them. Their stout defense, I don't know if they're as good as the Bears. The NFC East, okay, the Eagles have a good defense.
Dallas
has they were ranked 31 in the league last year. Are they really a good defense?
Oh, no. No, that's it. That's about it.
All right, what about the West?
Niners.
Got a good front four after that, a little suspect now.
Yeah, other than that, that's about it.
So now we look offensively. Wide receiving rooms. Who has a better wide receiving room in the NFC than the Bears do right now?
In NFC or just in our division?
Okay, we'll start with the division.
We got the better wide receiving room for sure.
What do you think, Dan? Best wide receiving room in the division?
I got it between even maybe us and Green Bay, but
I'm kind of happy you said that, Dan, because Green Bay fans are trying to go, wait a minute, we have a bunch of no-names, but they have a receiver by committee that really worked well for them last year.
Right.
So then you go back out to the rest of the NFC. The Eagles have a good wide receiving room. They got weapons for sure. San Francisco, if everyone plays and is under contract, they've got a good set of weapons. Arizona's not bad, but are they a playoff team?
No.
So, I mean, okay, tight end room. Where the Bears end up in the division is a little questionable.
Maybe third or fourth.
I don't know. I mean, after Laporta and Hawkinson, what do the other teams have? Not much.
Yeah.
We got the better depth. Cole Kmet, I don't know. Look, Laporta was a rookie year. I'm not ready to anoint him the best in the division yet. Show me 2 years worth. Kmet's only had one really good year, but he's been a solid tight end overall. He's a top 5 guy by a lot of people in the league. So that one's debatable, but you've got weaponry there. Running back room. Well, the Lions probably have the better running back room right now, coming into the season, based off performance last year. But the Bears aren't far off. They were right there. They were number 2. They were 1, and then the Lions overtook them and became 1. So that's what I'm saying. Like, this is a team. If Caleb is good, doesn't even have to be great. He's good. They can make a Super Bowl. And look, it's been done by rookies as recently as Big Ben.
Yeah, that's true. But that was, how long ago was that?
What, about 15 years ago?
Was Super Bowl 40?
How long was Ben in the league?
No, I don't even know that.
What do you get, like 15 years? Maybe 15, 17 years ago. It was the Detroit Super Bowl, wasn't it? That was his rookie year.
Yeah, I think in 40.
So whenever,
His first.
yeah. So I mean, it doesn't happen often because before him, the last rookie quarterback in the Super Bowl was Dan Marino, I believe. So it happens every 20 or 30 years or so. Oh wait, we're in that window. It could happen. I think the problem is we all get these absolute thoughts like, oh, no rookie's ever going to a Super Bowl. Why not? It happens. It doesn't happen often. Not to say it can't happen this year. I don't know. Let us know in the comments what you guys think. Do the Bears have a legit shot at a Super Bowl? Like going to a Super Bowl this year? And would it be a year too early if they do? Would they be overachieving?
If they go to the Super Bowl this year, no, it's not over. That's overachieving, yes.
But why?
Yeah.
Why? Tell me why it's overachieving with everything else on this team. Is it strictly because you have a rookie quarterback that it's overachieving?
Yes. Then you know you definitely got the guy. So then next year's it's Super Bowl or bust.
I mean that's almost kind of like where you'd have to be. What I mean, look at they just made Jordan Love the highest paid quarterback in the league. Well, highest paid ish in the league based off 1 year of playing. Can you imagine if Caleb gets into a Super Bowl in his rookie year? What the ridiculous amount of stuff we're going to see in the offseason next year is going to be? I mean, I'm not saying it can't happen. I think it could happen with the team he's got around. With the team he's got around him. What other rookie quarterback has ever walked into this kind of situation as a starting right away? Brock Purdy didn't start right away. He came in because of injuries. So similar to a certain degree, but he didn't come in as the starter. Definitely not with the pedigree that Caleb comes in with. What other rookie quarterback has walked into a situation that Caleb's walked into?
None.
And there are some that have walked into as a first-year starter into similar situations. And what did they do? Well, Patrick went to a Super Bowl, or he went to a championship game and lost to Brady, right? No, it was Mahomes' first year as a starter. Did they go to the Super Bowl then, or was that the second year as a starter?
Oh, it might have been the second year.
Second year in the league was his first year starter. But so it's not out of the realm of possibilities, but I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully we'll see some of it, something good to talk about Thursday. Remember, we'll have the game on the subscription side of Mike the Bear Fan. I think it's otherwise it's good. Who's televising it for normal TV? Is it NFL Network?
I think so. I know Peacock's streaming it.
I would assume NFL Network. Now, every Bears game is going to be televised live for the preseason this year. Part of the NFL wanting to showcase rookies. It is going to be, oh, geez. It'll be televised on ESPN, ABC, ESPN Plus, ESPN Deportes, and on Mike the Bear Fan. So it should be everywhere. I don't expect to see much. I'm just happy we're seeing some football.
Yeah, I think everybody's going to be happy about it.
And then, of course, we get to see Steve McMichael go to the Hall of Fame, Devin Hester going to the Hall of Fame, and, of course, even though he played for the Packers after the Bears, Julius Peppers goes to the Hall of Fame. Three guys that definitely deserve it, for sure.
Yep.
So a lot to look forward to this week. Of course, we will be on Wednesday night as normal. Sorry that we've been a little inconsistent. Yeah, the last couple weeks. Real life has happened. You know, we don't get paid to do this. We're just a bunch of, knuckleheads that like to talk football. So thank you guys who've been sticking with us, watching this stuff. But as the season goes on, we get back to being consistent. I know Mike told his boss, I will not miss more shows because he took a promotion. That's been part of the problem. But I'm not gonna. You can't fault the guy for taking a promotion at the job that pays his bills. This doesn't. So we enjoy you guys watching with us, whether you be on X, on Sir Rocker. Yeah, Vikings. God, they're gonna be. I feel sorry for them, man. Their whole they thought they had a plan. Then they have the most tragic of circumstances, right? They lose a guy to a car wreck who was even doing the right thing, right? And then you lose a guy to a torn ACL. Their defense just took a massive turn since the draft in the wrong direction. And I thought I still think they're gonna have a pretty good defense. Their front eight is still pretty damn good, but
they're in a similar position we were 2 years ago. When polls just
it's different. It's different though, dude. You draft the guy, he dies in a car wreck, and then you get one of your stud cornerbacks gets injured in camp for the season. He's out for the season. It's a little different, similar to a degree.
No, I'm saying as a rebuild, they're rebuilding.
Yeah, but they weren't doing a full rebuild though in many.
No.
I mean, they're going to be one of those teams where they're either going to look, if they win, it's because they're pressuring the quarterback. It's going to be feast or famine, I think, for that defense. They're either getting pressure or they're getting burnt. I think is kind of what they're looking at defensively. So they're going to be interesting to watch. The Packers are going to be interesting to watch because they're all hype about their new defense. I think by the time we get to them in week 11, their defense will actually be pretty decent. It'll be a lot better than what they were last year. But they're going to be interesting. Of course, see how Jordan Love plays now for the big contract. Can Detroit, how good are they compared to last year, compared to the division now? And then where are the Bears going to fall? I mean, we did a lot to this team. We're probably the most improved team in the NFL.
That's no joke.
How is that going to translate to on the field? We're going to have a fun season, man. This is going to be fun. I mean, every season's fun, but this one's showing a lot more promise, wouldn't you say?
Yeah. Every Bears fan is going to be hyped, ready to go.
I mean, when you look at the schedule, do you see any singular game where you say, yeah, there's no chance?
Let's run down the schedule real quick. So, I think Texans definitely going to be hard,
but we can win that game. That's winnable.
I'm trying to see who else do we play. Do we play the Eagles this year?
Nope.
No. It might be just our own division then.
I don't see an unwinnable game. Hold on, I'm going to pull up the schedule here. I just got to get it set and I'll share it. Crap, the internet being what it is. Show me the damn schedule. Every site wants to show me all this other crap besides the damn schedule. Maybe that'll show it to me the way I want to show it. There we go. Okay, let me get ready to show it. We've got a few minutes left, so I'll show it. Okay. Let's make sure it pops. Jesus, and then you get an ad. Okay, so we'll go week 1, Tennessee.
That's a dub.
Yeah, completely winnable, right? Week 2, Houston.
Winnable. Challenge,
Indy.
but winnable.
Indy.
That's a winnable game.
The Rams.
That's winnable because they got rid of Aaron Donald retired. So I'm interested in what their defense is going to play. That's
Panthers.
Easy
Winnable.
dub.
Jacksonville and London.
That's a dub.
Bye week, then the Commanders.
Yeah, no, that's a win.
Cardinals.
That's a win.
Pats.
That's a win.
Now we get to the hardest stretch of the season, the final 8 games. 6 of 8 games are division. Green Bay at home. My birthday weekend.
That's winnable.
Minnesota, the following week at home.
Winnable.
Short week, Detroit, Thanksgiving.
Winnable.
49ers in San Fran on a mini bye week.
That's the game right there. That's
still winnable, though. Their defense is not. It's a hard game, but it's a game you can win. Look at the Green Bay Packers and the Lions showed. I mean, they were 1-score games. They're winnable games. Then you got Minnesota, Detroit, Seattle, Green Bay, all winnable. That's what I'm saying. You have 17 winnable games. Some of them are going to be really hard. The 49ers, that's going to be a tough game, right? Houston, yeah, that's going to be a tough game. Their home opener too, right? That might actually work in your favor being their home opener. I don't know. But, I mean, there's a lot of tough – there are a couple really tough games on the schedule, but they're winnable. When was the last time we looked at the schedule? Because if this were last year, you might get to this game here, December 8th, and go, not a freaking chance. You might look at the Rams last year and go, not a freaking chance. Or the Jags. That's not the case anymore with this Bears team. And here's the thing. When you look at Green Bay's schedule, you look at Detroit's schedule, you look at everyone in the division, you can do the same thing with all 4 teams. All of them have winnable games. It's going to be a fun-ass division. It's going to be a fun Bears team to watch. Now, I say this, and I want to say this. Don't get your hopes up too high. We still got a rookie quarterback that we don't know much about as far as how he's going to play. But right now, they look all winnable. But if we go 9-8 or 10-7, it's not a bad year. If we go 9-8, it's not a bad year.
No. That's a winning season. Yeah.
You know, let's not get too hyped. Let's not overhype ourselves a little bit. I mean, there's some room for heartache in there for sure. But I mean, realistically looking, they got 17 winnable games. Unless you ask the Packer fans, then they say John Dorn's like, oh, the Bears will only win 5 games, but he's a homer Packer fan anyway. Love John, but he's just going to say it to say it. He thinks we're going to finish in the basement. But you know what? 10 wins could get you the basement in this division. I think Minnesota is looking more like they're going to be the last team, just because of some of the issues they've had, like we talked about with their defense, and of course they got quarterback question too. And no one's really hyping Sam Darnold or JJ McCarthy, so going to be interesting. So join us Wednesday night for Halas Hall Report. We'll be getting ramped up and ready to go for Thursday night's game. The first game of the NFL year, the first preseason game. Actually, it's not officially a preseason game.
No.
So I don't know what we'll call it. The first NFL game of any type since the Super Bowl is not officially a preseason game. On Thursday, we'll be talking about that Wednesday at Halas Hall. Everyone have a great weekend. I'll see you on Ken and Ken in the morning tomorrow. Mike, thanks for being here. Dan, thanks for being here. I know you had the jet. We'll see you all later. Have a great day, everyone. Have a great weekend.
Bear down.
This is a Huddle Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Facebook, and of course YouTube. Get all your NFL news here first.